What's up, Buff Nation? Hope you guys are having a good day today. We're going to talk about a couple of things that I think you guys will find pretty interesting, including a rumor that I can't wait to hear you guys' opinions on. But first, we are going to talk about something that Colorado's new defensive coordinator said that was very much music to my ears. So let's jump in and get started. New defensive coordinator there in Colorado, Robert Livingston, recently went on the pregame show. Shout out Uncle Neely, who does a phenomenal job. I know most of you guys are probably already subscribed there, but if you're not, make sure that you go hit that button over there. I obviously want you to subscribe to our channel, but I'm all about showing the love, and Uncle Neely does a phenomenal job. Robert Livingston was asked about the type of defense that he'll run, and his response was pretty great. I'm going to tell you what he said, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about why I think it's so good. He said, I think our job as leaders is when you come into a new spot and you take a 30,000-foot view of who are we, what can our players do, and then let's adapt. He said, that's the question everyone has. Tell me about what defense you're going to run. He talked about the new Philadelphia DC, Jonathan Gannon, and he said his quote at his introductory press conference, which maybe didn't go over so well in Philly because nothing does there, little humor added. He said, I don't have a playbook. I want to do what the players do well. He said, that's kind of our rallying cry here. He said, obviously, we have a collection of talented guys, good guys as well. So let's look and see what we can become, and we'll grow that brick by brick. What is the essence here? What is the major takeaway? It's that he doesn't have a defensive system that he's going to try and force his players into. He doesn't have a box that he's going to say, look, this peg is going to fit in this square hole and this peg is going to fit in this triangle hole, like your kids playing with their newborn toys when they're trying to fit the shapes into the wrong holes. That's not at all what he's trying to do. And it's what makes the most sense. For so long, if you played any video games or you played Madden or you've talked with your buddies about defensive coordinators, the style has always been, hey, this defensive coordinator runs this system, and that's what the players are going to have to adapt to. That's what the guys who have been playing football for 18, 19, 20 years, they're going to have to learn how to play in this coordinator system. As things have evolved, as college football has evolved, as football in general has evolved, coaches are going away from that. Coaches are going away from being so rigid, so concrete to where they have to do one specific thing. And if the players on the team cannot adjust to it, then you just get rid of those players and you find new ones that can. Well, I don't know that that's necessarily the smartest way to run a defense, but it is the way that defense had been run for about 50 years of football. It certainly is transitioning away from that now. When you have guys in your room like Travis Hunter and Shiloh and Samuel Okunlula and others, does it make sense to base your defense off of what those guys can do, Cormani and others, or do you try and fit them into this specific way that you want to coach defense? He talked about working with the other defensive coaches in the room. He talked about everyone in the room having an input and having a voice. Now, he said, I'm going to take ownership. I'm going to take ownership because if things go well, then I can brag on my guys and I can brag on our team. But if things don't go well, then all of that blame can fall on me. But he said, I want everyone in the room to have a voice. What will that help with? Well, it'll help with communication. It'll help with understanding responsibilities and assignments. It'll help with the talent level being raised up. It's not just what can maximize this skill set or what can maximize that set. It is an absolute camaraderie. It is a unit working together and not just him telling them, you have to do this and you have to do that. It is buy-in. It is the entire staff being in sync. There were times when last year, Colorado's defense looked really good in some aspects, and then in other aspects, it just wasn't complementary football. It just wasn't a defense that looked like one complete unit. It looked like some guys that did some things well over here and some guys that did some things well over here, and that was the defense. Sometimes guys didn't do so well in one spot. Some guys didn't do as well in another, and it looked disjointed. The idea this year from Coach Livingston is to fix that and to make it look like one complete unit. I loved the way that he broke it all down. You can go to Uncle Neely's YouTube, the pregame show, to go check that out. You should go watch it if you haven't already. If you did watch it and you didn't quite understand what he was saying, I'm telling you, it's good news. It's a good way to approach this level of talent that Colorado has. We saw that defense start to kind of take on a little bit of a life of its own last year. In the second half of the year, they started to get better and better and better. Can they take that to another level by being on the same page this year? You would hope so. I'm encouraged by his youthful approach. I'm encouraged by the way that he is looking at this defensive unit. I'm encouraged by the talent level there for sure, but the talent level will only get you so far if kids aren't put in the right spot, the right position to excel. Guys, do me a favor. If you're watching this, if you're enjoying our content, if you're getting jacked up for spring football, hit that subscribe button. Do me a favor. Let us know you enjoy it. You appreciate the content that we're putting out. We just hit our 1-year anniversary. I can't believe it's been a year already. 27,000 subscribers. I don't think that I would have expected that when we got started. But do me a favor and hit that button right now if you haven't already joined the family. All right, how about this EA Sports rumor that came out? Coach Prime gets a little bit of a rumor. Now, this is from a Twitter account called Big Game Bias. I know we've talked about this video game that's dropping in the past, but we're going to dive into this rumor that has come out. A rumor popped up that Colorado will be the featured team in the new EA Sports College Football 25 video game. Last night, ESPN commentator Chris Fowler dropped a sneak preview of the game. He's been hired by EA to record commentary for all the teams in the game. Fowler said, whatever team you pick in the game, you'll get a customized national championship shout-out. If you pick Coach Prime and the Buffs and you win, you might get an extra special shout-out. I think this means that EA has been preparing exclusive content just for Colorado, which many users have been requesting due to Colorado's high-profile status. The Buffaloes, being the most prominent team in the game, is no surprise given the close relationship between the Sanders family and EA. Shiloh recently signed an NIL deal to promote the video game, while Coach Prime was the first ever coach to promote the game. Many fans have already speculated that EA Sports reached out to Coach Prime to appear on the cover of College Football 25 weeks ago. And after this announcement, it's looking like Colorado is maybe guaranteed a cover athlete. Now, listen, I know some of you are not gamers. I know some of you do not care about this, and that is completely okay with me. I have no issues with it at all. But what I will tell you is that it does seem ever increasingly possible like Coach Prime is going to be a part of this video game. A report came out that coaches were not going to be in the video game as of yet, but Coach Prime reached out and talked about wanting to be part of it. You could see from his tweets that maybe he has influenced them to maybe have him be part of it. I am going to win a national championship with Colorado the day this thing comes out. I promise you that. And I'm going to get excited about what that special shout out from Coach Prime potentially, or any of the Buffs, might end up being. Let me know your thoughts. Again, I know some of you don't care about this video game. I know some of you are not going to play it. I know some of you are just rolling your eyes every time I bring it up. But a lot of you do care. A lot of you do want to see how Coach Prime and Travis and Shador and Shiloh and Cormani and others are in this video game. And so we're going to keep talking about it. So let us know your thoughts down below. If you're tired of me talking about the video game, you can let me know. That's fine. But I'm excited, as you can tell from my voice, about how Coach Prime and his kids may end up being in it. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys as we inch closer to spring football for being part of the channel, being here with us on the prime time for college football.